So, good day everyone. Due to COVID-19, we are still having online classes, and I'd just like you to know that I made this video at home, and I do apologize ahead for any unnecessary noise in my background or surroundings. So today, we'll talk about one school of counseling therapy that was proposed by William Glaser and contributions of Robert Webolding, the reality therapy or choice theory. So this video will have parts such as the therapy's view of human nature, the basic tenets, its assumptions, the therapeutic process, application, and limitations and contributions of the therapy. Reality therapists believe the underlying problem of most clients are the same. They are either involved in a present unsatisfying relationship or lack what could have even been called a relationship. Many of the problems of clients are caused by their inability to connect, to get close to others, or to have a satisfying or successful relationship with at least one significant person in their lives. The more clients are able to connect with people, the greater the chance they have to experience happiness. So, reality therapy is based on choice theory, as explained by Glaser. Since choice theory explains why and how we function, reality therapy provides a delivery system for helping individuals take more effective control of their lives. The essence of reality therapy is that we are all responsible for what we choose to do. The basic assumption is that all any of us can control is our present lives. What is the view of human nature according to choice theory or reality therapy? So choice theory posits that we are not born blank slates waiting to be externally motivated by forces in the world around us. Rather, we are born with 5 genetically encoded needs that drive us all our lives, such as survival, love and belonging, power or achievement, freedom or independence, and fun. Choice theory is based on the premise that because we are by nature social creatures, we need to both receive and give love. Our brain functions as a control system. It continually monitors our feelings to determine how well we are doing in our lifelong effort to satisfy these needs. Whenever we feel bad, one or more of these 5 needs are unsatisfied. Reality therapists teach clients choice theory so they can identify unmet needs and try to satisfy them. The theory doesn't teach us that we do not satisfy our needs directly. What we do is to keep close track of anything we do that feels very good. We store this information inside our minds and build a file of wants called our quality world. So people are the most important component of our quality world, and these are the people that we most want to connect with. Choice theory explains that all we ever do from birth to death is chosen. Every total behavior is our attempt to get what we want to satisfy our needs. Total behavior teaches that all our behavior is made up of our inseparable but distinct components: acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. Behavior is purposeful because it is designed between what we want and what we perceive we are getting. Our behaviors come from the inside, and thus we choose our destiny. Robert Webolding added an idea to choice theory. He believes that behavior is a language and that we send messages by what we are doing. The purpose of behavior is to influence the world to get what we want. Choice theory teaches that there is no sense talking about what the clients can control but shows emphasis on what clients can control in the relationship. So therapists give little attention to these self-defeating total behaviors. And what do they focus on? First is to emphasize choice and responsibility. If we choose all we do, we must be responsible for what we choose. This does not mean we should be blamed or punished unless we break the law, but it does mean that therapists should never lose sight of the fact that clients are responsible for what they do. Therapists also focus on rejecting transference. Glaser contends that transference is a way that both therapist and client avoid being who they are and owning what they are doing right now. For example, the client claims, "I see you as my mother or father, and this is why I am behaving the way I am." In this situation, a reality therapist would firmly say and clearly say, "I am not your mother, father, or anyone but myself." Next focus is keeping the therapy in the present. Glaser grants that we are products of our past, but argues that we are not victims of our past unless we choose to be. Whatever mistakes were made in the past are not relevant now. We can only satisfy our needs in the present. Reality therapists do not totally reject the past. They still listen to the client if they want to talk about the past. As soon as possible, the therapists tell clients, "What happened is over. It can't be changed." The more we spend looking back, the more we avoid looking forward. Though the past propelled us to the present, it does not have to determine our future. Therapists also avoid focusing on symptoms. Focusing on the past protects clients from facing the reality of unsatisfying present relationships, and focusing on symptoms does the same thing. Clients are reluctant to accept the reality that their suffering is due to total behavior they are choosing. Their symptoms can be viewed as the body's way of warning them that the behavior they are choosing is not satisfying their basic needs. So now let us proceed to the therapeutic process that includes the goals, therapeutic goal, the therapist's function and role, the client's experience during the therapy, and the relationship between therapists and clients. So the primary goal of contemporary reality therapy is to help clients get connected or reconnected with the people they have chosen to put in their quality world. Another goal entails working with an increasing number of involuntary clients who may actively resist the therapist and the therapy process. It is essential for counselors to do whatever they can to get connected with involuntary clients. If the counselor can make a connection, the goal of teaching the client how to fulfill his or her needs can slowly begin. Therapy can be considered as a mentoring process in which the therapist is a teacher and the client is a student. So the role of the therapist is not to make the evaluation for clients, so they don't make the evaluation for the clients, but they are challenging clients to examine and evaluate their own behaviors, and then to make plans for change. It is the job of the therapist to convey their idea that no matter how bad things are happening, there is still hope. If therapists are able to instill this sense of hope to clients, they would feel they are no longer alone and that change is possible. Clients' experience in the therapy will most likely to be gently but firmly confronting, since they want to face or to impose what's the reality in the world or what's reality happening. And clients can expect to experience some urgency in the therapy. So, reality therapy emphasizes an understanding and supportive relationship or therapeutic alliance, which is the foundation of effective outcomes. Well-building identifies specific areas for counselors to create climate that leads to involvement with clients. Some of these are having an attending behavior, listening to the clients, suspending judgment for clients, doing the unexpected, using humor appropriately, being oneself as a counselor, and other basic skills. So the basis for a therapeutic intervention to work effectively rests on a fair, firm, friendly, and trusting environment. Once involvement has been established, the counselor assists clients in gaining a deeper understanding of the consequences of their current behavior. One of the common therapeutic processes and procedures done by reality therapy is using the WDEP system whilst establishing a firm but friendly environment. So the WDEP is a procedure or determinations that is not seen as steps but is used sequentially. Now let's talk about the WDEP system. So what does W stands for? It's for once, D is for discussing, E is for evaluation or evaluating, and P is for planning. And so W stands for wants. So human beings are motivated to fulfill their wants and needs. It is important for the counselor or therapist to take the time to explore the specific wants of the clients. So D is for discussing, behavioral direction, and doing, which is the total behavior. So the counselor or therapist helps the clients review his or her overall direction by inquiries such as, what are you doing? What have you been doing in getting what you want? E is helping clients conduct evaluations. So there are 6 elements of evaluating the client's wants. So they evaluate their behavioral direction, evaluate the specific actions, and evaluating the wants, evaluating perceptions or viewpoints, evaluating of new direction, and evaluation of plans. So when you say evaluating behavioral direction, the counselor or therapist assist in evaluating the significance of this direction. They would ask, is it the best direction in the mind of the client? So, during the evaluation of specific actions, the questions about specific actions are regard to this description provided in the client's explanation of how a specific segment of his or her day was spent. Let's say, did you get what you want when you did this or that? Or what were the consequences of doing it? And evaluation of wants. The client is assisted in making judgments about the appropriateness and the attainability of his or her wants. Is what you want truly good for you? And next is evaluation of perceptions or viewpoints. Perceptions are not easily changed. Rarely are they changed by a simple decision to view a person or a situation or an event differently, yet they can be changed by changing behavior. So, evaluation of new direction. As new possibilities unfold for client, it is useful to help them determine whether those possibilities are need satisfying. Evaluation of plans. After a new direction is defined, and often even before clients have committed to change or direction, they can be encouraged to make plans. So after evaluating the direction, the wants, the perceptions of the clients, the direction, planning would comes next. So lastly, P is for planning. So plans vary. Some are detailed while others are quite simple. The common denominator to all planning is persistence in the part of the counselor. So the counselor must be persistent of the plans of the client. Reality therapy has contributed in many fields, and in every theory there are limitations and criticisms. So let's now talk about them. Among the advantages of reality therapy are its relatively short-term focus and the fact that it deals with conscious behavioral problems. The client's self-evaluation, a plan of action, and a commitment to following through are the core of the therapeutic process. Thus, insight and awareness is not enough. People are not viewed as being hopelessly and helplessly depressed. Instead, people are viewed in fulfilling their needs. Reality therapy has contributed and has been effectively used in addiction treatments and recovery programs for over 30 years. Because reality therapy focuses almost exclusively on consciousness, it does not take into account factors such as repressed conflicts and the power of the unconscious in influencing how we think, feel, behave, and choose. Dealing with problems is not part of the reality therapist's range. Glaser's view of transference is misleading concept. Clients are able to learn that significant people in their lives have a present influence in how they perceive and react to others. And other limitations is that it is very vulnerable to the practitioner who assumes the role of an expert is deciding for others how life should be lived and what constitutes responsible behavior. A reality therapy, as Bobolding admits, that it can lend itself to fixing problems and imposing therapists' value on clients as one of the greatest limitations of the therapy. And there are also other contributions and limitations of the therapy, and I just mentioned a few of them a while ago. So I leave you with a quote by William Glaser. He once said, "We almost have choices, and the better the choice, the more we will be in control of our lives." Thank you for listening and watching till the end, and I hope you get something about this discussion. Take care and keep safe. God bless us all.